Hey, so Bobby here. What's the biggest mistake a guy makes when he's trying to get out of the friend zone? Take a guess. Leave it in the comment section. Okay, I'll tell you. The biggest mistake is trying to express your way out of the friend zone. What does that mean? It's when you try to express your feelings to a woman. Maybe you just blurt out how much you like her. Maybe you make the mistake that I did once and you send her a long text revealing your feelings, or some guys will send flowers, poems, love letters. Sadly, I've done all of them. Anytime you do that, you're expressing your romantic interest in her. And what you're doing is you're hoping that she immediately expresses romantic interest back in you. But that almost never happens. Trust me, I've been coaching guys now for 11 years. And as much as your friends might say, just tell her how you feel, that always backfires. And not only do you get rejected, but you wind up making things so awkward that you actually ruin the friendship. This happens for a few reasons. First off, you're putting a lot of pressure on her. You're making her make the decision, right? She has all the power to say yes, to say no, and she doesn't want that decision, right? And when you force that decision on her, there's going to be a whole ton of objections swirling through her mind, even if she does kind of like you, because a lot of times, especially when you're following, our advice, she's going to start feeling some attraction towards you, right? She's going to start having these feelings, but there's still a lot of lingering doubts in her mind. Some of these objections might be things like, what if things don't work out and he gets clingy and now I have to hurt his feelings? Or what if he starts telling all our mutual friends that we're together? She might think, he's cute, but he's not really my type. Or, I don't want to lose him as a friend. Or, oh my God, he's in love with me already and we haven't even kissed yet. A lot of times when you send her a letter like that, it freaks her out. In total, there's 14 common objections, and when you address all of them, you remove any barrier to her being with you. But like everything Rob and I teach in the Scrambler, it's got to be invisible, right? It's got to be under the radar, because ultimately she has to think it was her idea. She can't think you're trying to convince her to be with you. So you've got to remove these objections before they even come up. How do you do that? Well, let me give you an example. So let's say you and her are in the same social circle. Maybe you work together, something like that. So a big fear that she's going to have is that if she winds up kissing you or sleeping with you, you're going to go and tell everyone before she's had a chance to decide if she wants to do it again, if anything's going to even go on between you two. So women need to know that you're discreet, that you're not the type of guy who's going to run his mouth and tell everyone that you hooked up with a girl. So one of my favorite phrases to throw out there is, I don't kiss and tell. I'll just say it. One thing about me is I do not kiss and tell. I think it's really, really weird when people feel the need to brag about who they've been with. I think it's nobody's business what happens between two adults. So when you say something like that, you're actually removing that objection from her mind now. Like I said, there are 14 of these common objections, and when you address all of them, you remove any barrier to her being with you. Because once these objections are out of the way and she finds herself, thinking about you more and more and more, and imagining being with you, which is really what the Scrambler does, she starts pursuing you instead of the other way around. She winds up confessing her feelings. Removing these objections in advance is really, really next level stuff. And I learned a lot of it from my friend John. And we got John to write a special report that we're going to include with the Unlock the Scrambler package, where he gives you 5 of the most common barriers that'll come up and word-for-word examples of how to remove these barriers in advance. So click the link, grab the Unlock the Scrambler package, and download the 5 Objection Killer report and start slipping these into the conversations that you're having. One of the most critical objections that you'll need to remove in advance is, what if things don't work out and he gets clingy and now I have to hurt his feelings? And John's got a word-for-word story he uses. He calls it the My Friend Cindy story that removes this objection immediately, and you'll get the script of the story in the bonus. So click the link and check it out. Since it's all under the radar, you've really got nothing to lose by trying it out.